Welcome to Truman's Town Hall with your host, Matt Truman.
Hello. This is Matthew Truman. Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for sharing with a friend, because I know you will. Hey, there's no ads on here. I will never have ads on here. I don't do this to make a living like a lot of people. I'm not trying to get access to politicians. There's a lot of them out there though. Boy, I see them all the time. They're hedging their bets. I think a lot of people are. Anywho, I promised a politician that I would do a rerun today on Tuesday, normal time, 9 p.m. for Truman's Town Hall. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to play this. This is Marcel Sturbich. I'm going to play this interview we did last Tuesday, this discussion, or I think it was Monday or Friday, something like that. A discussion with Marcel Sturbich. He's running for the Secretary of State in Ohio. I'm going to play this, then I'm going to come back on, and I got some things I'm going to break down, some interesting hot topics. So let's bring up this discussion I had with Mr. Sturbich last week. So here we go. Hope you enjoy it. He's running for secretary.
Welcome to Truman's Town Hall with your host, Matt Truman.
Hello. My name is Matthew Doc Truman. Thank you for watching Truman's Town Hall. Today we have Marcel Sturbich. Did I say that right? Or
said it better than most.
All right. Welcome. Today we're going to have a conversation. Marcel is running for the Republican Party's in the Republican Party primary for Ohio Secretary of State. I'm just going to do a little introduction. Marcel served his country for 20 years as an Air Force intelligence officer. Over his 20-year career as Lieutenant Colonel Sturbich served in a variety of leadership positions, including Airborne Intelligence Officer, Instructor, Evaluator on Joint STARS aircraft, Headquarters Policy and Strategic Advisor, Joint Task Force Special Operations Information Planner, and Director of Intelligence and Reconnaissance for National Task Force missions worldwide. He is a combat veteran and deployed 5 times during Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, flying 117 missions and over 1,200 combat hours planned and directing full spectrum intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance collection operations in support of worldwide counter-terrorism operations. So there's a little introduction for Mr. Sturbich. Let's begin by tell us a little bit about your early life and family and things like that.
Well, I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, a little ways away from Ohio, but very much Midwest, small business-minded family. Parents came from Europe. Mom and dad came 1970, escaped communism, set up a small family restaurant business, put the kids to work very early. Spent majority of my youth up until 18 working with my brother and sister in that restaurant business, 50 style diners. So very used to interacting with the public, serving people, work ethic, all that built in there. And then 9/11 happened. My brother went into the service. I wanted to join him. I'm the youngest of 3. And everyone was moved to do something about the terrorism that struck our country and the complacency that we had at the time, and to take action. And from there, I was commissioned as an officer at Indiana University through the ROTC program, top of the class. So they gave me my what we call our Air Force service code, our profession. So I chose intelligence. And really within the matter of the first year of becoming an officer, I was sent overseas to fly intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance missions over Iraq and Afghanistan to provide combat mission support to ground forces to protect them against IEDs and other means, and also to to interdict what we call enemy combatants and that kind of thing. So first 10 years, very active in the realm of deploying downrange, went to Africa, supported operations against Al-Shabaab, an Al-Qaeda militant group of Somalis. And then, shifted gears with the Army Rangers downrange and during the surge of Afghanistan. Then I've finished the last 10 years of my military service working with emerging disruptive technologies, worked for the Vice Chairman Joint Chiefs, where I provided that strategic policy advisement. I was given a $25 billion portfolio for modernizing information systems. So it was a rapid career, and I never envisioned going into politics.
Excellent. That's a lengthy career. What made you decide that, hey, I'm going to run for the Ohio Secretary of State?
Well, it was kind of one of those things that progresses, right? So again, I was a lieutenant colonel, maybe 4 or 5 more years before I had left in the service. I was already committed to going back to Ohio, where I met my wife. I got married in Ohio in Delaware County, and we committed to go back. She had been working remote the whole time, and at that point, I had a couple kids, and I was looking forward to the civilian life. But then, of course, we saw what was a very corrupt election take place. And we saw an about face in our country in terms of the way the Biden administration took their policies. And that reflected itself in Ohio, with businesses being shut down, the elections being canceled, an assortment of issues, problems arose. Even in the military system, where we were oriented around merit, introduced these social ideologies like diversity, equity, inclusion, and really started to drift. And overnight, those of us who served downrange who held firm to our conscience and our beliefs and attested to the Constitution were alluded to as though we were domestic extremists, right? And the policies changed with COVID mandates, and it seemed to me like those of us who didn't want to get along with that administration's approach were singled out for non-promotion. And some people even say it was a purge. Whatever it was, I knew it wasn't right, and I didn't feel like it reflected my institutional values and why I even entered the military. So I did my part to push back against this and to help other service members, because I was a senior officer at that point, put in for religious accommodation requests, medical exemptions. And the whole time, the lawyers of that administration were looking for ways to illegally misinterpret that law, to mete out intimidation and coercion. So we fought that. And then I realized, if the military, like the police forces in 2020, were under that direct level of push to, change their ethos, right, the warrior ethos, and to undermine them, then what institution is left? If we don't have the military, we don't have the security or protective forces at home, where does that leave our country? So I committed to go back to Ohio and get involved, and I did back in 2022, locally in Montgomery County here, where you and I reside, I believe. Yeah, the idea was
green, but
yeah, exactly. So the idea here it came down to was what's happening locally, and I found out that even here in Ohio, there was a lack of public oversight, transparency, and accountability. There was an election that took 20 days to count that was reversed from the day of elections here in a local commissioner race. And that's when I set out and I realized, while I was very much about medical freedom, the whole episode of where our country started to go downhill really had to do with an election that 6 out of 10 Americans to this day question for veracity, for believability. And then I realized, if we don't have elections and we don't start taking the Secretary of State race serious, then we will lose this country.
So as the Secretary of State in Ohio, you'll be in charge. Obviously, we talked about elections, business services, public records, and you'll sit on a few commissions. So staying with the election integrity, I think it was March 17, 2022, the Ohio Department of Health ordered polling locations closed by Dr. Amy Acton. And then Frank LaRose, who's the current Secretary of State, issued a directive postponing those elections to June 2nd, 2020. What could you have done different? What are you going to bring about as Secretary of State that will allow for election integrity and for something like that never to happen again? Because I know there are a lot of folks around me, around us, and around Ohio that believe that was wrong the way they did that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would never cancel an election for a public health emergency. I've made that clear. Now a law has been passed so that it cannot be allowed. But what I think is most important about that particular incident is all of those elected officials who allowed the governor to move in that direction and Amy Acton to take control as an unelected public health administrator. What did they say at the time to push back against that? I mean, they were duly elected officers, right? They were not appointed by the governor. They were elected by the people. And they all went along to go along. And that's the same group of people that are running again for office. And so if we continue to elect the same group of folks who continue to seat hop in Columbus, why would we expect that the people's interest is going to be met when in the end the loyalties are to those who are within the system? And so when it comes to this issue, and I'm running against a competitor who's seat hopping, he announced that he wanted to be the governor in January. And when he saw Vivek Ramaswamy,
you're not going to believe what this shampoo does to your hair. I've seen men go from this thin, patchy, receding to this visibly thicker, stronger, healthier hair in just a few months. I'm Mandy Trey.
Swamy entered the race in Ohio and could not beat him. Then he pulled back that announcement. And then he said he wanted to be the Secretary of State while he proceeded to run for lieutenant governor appointment, like all of them did. So,
Right.
so clearly this has to change in Ohio for us to get results. And my entire 3 years as a statewide constituent advocate, if you want to call it, for this issue of election integrity, really is indicative of me being the most qualified and competent candidate for the job. And because I've already demonstrated in the military that I'm willing to sacrifice promotion in my career, right, for the sake of doing the right thing and my informed conscience, I bring that into this job in 2026 with our elections coming up on May 5th, 2026. I have no qualms in taking an independent position on that because I'm elected by the people. So for those who are considering this candidacy and considering a political outsider, they can rest assured that my track record already shows that I'm willing to take the courage and be the outsider, even when I have a position of authority.
Outstanding. Yeah, we in the Montgomery County area, so we're close to Wright-Patterson. There was a lot of people being forced into that, and I don't look at them in any negative way because they felt, a lot of people that did take the vaccine didn't push back. They had a hard time, but when the folks that did, that takes some real tomatoes to do. Yeah, Robert Sprague, you're gonna be running against. He announced he was running for governor. You mentioned January. Well, you said January, but it was January 18th. And then he changed his mind. And then on February 5th of 2025, he announced he was running for Secretary of State and then endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy. So what are your thoughts on how that, I guess, kind of the insiders, the gatekeepers of the party, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, these people are not running to do the job. They're always campaigning for their next job. And I'm running to do the job. And I'm running to get in, do my 4 years, 8 years, and be done, right? I really do want to be enjoying my civilian life. I'm 43 years old. I have the youth to do it, the vigor. I've been to 46 different counties. I'm doing direct voter engagement. I'm building the largest field army of volunteers that any executive statewide candidate has. And that would be a very uplifting quality to bring into the 2026 election, that a lot of people are expecting people without President Trump on the ballot to stay home. So I think that's an attractive quality. The fact, too, is I've been endorsed by General Michael Flynn, President Trump's national security advisor, Cleta Mitchell, one of our nation's foremost advisors on assuring fair, honest, secure elections, and has done it. And so I have significant support both at the national level, but also state level, where it matters. It's not just your standard endorsements that come from your friends in the state house, in the Senate, who trade favors for endorsements, and regardless of who runs, they're always going to support. So that's the way Ohio's system is. And I don't think that system is holding anymore. And I'll tell you, when you look at who I am and where I've come from, right, in 6 months and done some internal polling, I mean, our name ID exceeds our competitors by 20 points. We have 1,000 people that have taken a survey, not all people that just associate with our candidacy. And we're at 69%, and the other person's at 40. And the same thing with who's going to vote for who, 65 to 6. Those are lopsided, but that's the sample size going to grow. We have a professional team that is working to win this election. We've raised several $100,000 on the way to 1 million. And that just doesn't happen for what somebody would term a grassroots candidacy. So we are demonstrating that we're sophisticated, we're driven, we're trying to give the people of Ohio a choice this election that isn't some handpicked insiders. And to be honest, it's working. We just got a major endorsement from Butler County. Butler County is the 7th largest in the state of Ohio. And their central committee, who heard my presentation and heard my competitor's presentation and got a chance to ask us questions, voted 70% to endorse our candidacy. So we are shaking up Ohio's politics with an earthquake. And I think it could not come too soon, considering that the state has for a long time not reflected in terms of its voting pattern, the policies that come with it.
Excellent. Yeah, Butler County has some pretty individual thinkers out there. It's refreshing to see on my end. As Secretary of State, you'll be in charge of appointing county election officials, training them, supervising them, things like that. What are some criteria that you are going to use to appoint those election officials and help training them and supervising them? Yeah.
Well, they got to follow the Constitution and the law. And if I'm issuing directives, they got to follow them. And we got to create a system of accountability. In fact, the current director of Montgomery County, at one point last year, I brought a lawsuit and won at the Ohio Supreme Court for that director's failure to train me as a poll worker to identify non-citizen markings on the back of driver's licenses. That was part of a voter ID law that was passed in Ohio. And the Secretary of State, current Secretary of State, did issue a proper directive. And so what's happened in many cases is Board of Election directors are appointed by the county GOP chairs, or the party that wins the predominant election for Secretary of State. And some of them have been wonderful. They do a great job, just like any other workforce. I think what I bring is a military mindset of accountability, and that's different. A lot of folks who are enmeshed within the political system, they don't want to ruffle feathers. They don't want to create predicament for their friends or the party chairs. I'm willing to look at and work toward a system of merit. Many of these elected officials I will work with and partner with, but I honestly think we got to create a culture of accountability from the very top. And so I want to create proper guidance, proper directs. I want to remove cumbersome work that isn't necessary from them so they can focus on better eligibility verification. I want to get to a same-day in-person system of pre-printed hand-markable ballots that is fully accounted across all portions of the vote and vote casting process. I want to save Ohioans a lot of money where we don't need to be spending it. And I want to encourage people and bring them, incentivize them to get involved, because I'm very concerned, particularly in rural parts of the state, where there are fewer and fewer poll workers that are aging out. And that's leading to precincts that are being consolidated. And then the further precincts get consolidated, the further people have to travel in order to go vote on election day. And what that leads to, Truman, is eventually the offer of not having to go in person, which I believe is where policies have been both for Republicans and Democrats, encouraging people to not have to go vote on election day. And I think that's headed in the wrong direction, especially when our votes are recorded inside of software that cannot be independently verified. And there's a lot of people who don't trust computerized systems, and they have good reason to. I can say and attest as somebody who's looked at a lot of security breaches and information system requirements. We have a system that's 20 years outdated for those computerized systems and protecting them. And that has to change, and I'm the right person to do that.
Excellent. So there is an aspect to the position of Secretary of State that works with businesses, registering them and things like that. Are there any things that you can do that can help combat some of the fraud that is now being brought to the surface by different independent journalists and things like that?
Yeah, there's a lot, right? I worked at a joint interagency task force in the Capital Region with a number of three-letter agencies in the Department of Defense to get at trans-regional terrorism. We need a similar statewide task force that's extended by the governor's authority that would include, for example, the Attorney General, the Medicare Control Fraud Unit, 160 investigators. Combine that effort with the Secretary of State's Public Integrity Division. We need the Department of Youth and Children, in this case for daycares, to play a greater role in identifying those non-compliant businesses. And then this task force, working with the auditor, would self-identify these businesses and investigate them if they are in breach of their federal requirements for receiving grant money. Now, we're headed in that direction as far as legislation is concerned, with unannounced visits enhanced surveillance and verifiability of attendance. But that's going to take some time. It sounds like the legislation is going to only go active 12 months after it's been approved. Ohio's legislature can take up to a year or two to push it through. We never know where the governor is going to go on it. But I honestly think that my background lends itself to being able.
This is what 92 hair washes can do in 6 months. Not 10 washes, not 30 washes.
Participate and guide and lead this statewide task force. And because I have that position has the responsibility of business registration, of course, if we identify a business that's been acting in a criminal or fraudulent manner, we can dissolve that business. We can decertify, and we can refer it criminally. And if somebody who set that business up, for example, is a naturalized citizen and they committed that, we can also refer them to the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of State for denaturalization and, if required, deportation. Because again, if people have come into this country on the basis of defrauding us and sending our money, particularly for militant groups overseas, which is something that I have experienced and seen in 2017, we don't want that. Here's the other thing I would do, though, separate from the Somali issue of fraud that's prevalent. Please. I think that small businesses need a system where they can better see and track where their business application is. Today, if you apply for business in Ohio, it's about a 3 to 5 day process online. You submit the required documentation. It's fairly straightforward, but you never quite know what the feedback and the user interface is in terms of where your application is and how it's being assessed. Also, if you're a business owner and you need a license for something, whatever it is, let's say a liquor license, you have to go to each and every separate agency to go get your occupational license. Why couldn't we have a system that combines it on one business hub? So that if you fill out a form to register your business in Ohio, why couldn't that information system reflect that form when it's time for you to apply for an occupational license, which is something the Secretary of State is not involved in? So what I'm saying, Truman, is we have so much fragmentation and bureaucracy that a person has to somehow intuitively know as a small business, I go here, I go there, then I have to wait here. We need to create a central hub for that. We need some better information systems that actually integrate and are more interoperable for that purpose, so that this whole process is more transparent and more efficient for the business owner.
Excellent. As Secretary of State, there will be times where you have to work with the state legislature. How do you plan to work with the state legislature to accomplish your goals?
Well, I've already been doing it. That's the good news. Even when I was not, and I've never been an elected official, which is probably my advantage as well. But I did sit down and I did work with writing legislation, 3 different bills, HB 472, HB 552, and I supported HB 577. All of these were to enhance voter verification methods to ensure that only proper people get enrolled to vote and have their votes count. So that was the area of weakness. And so I have extensive experience both giving proponent testimony, working with the entity that writes the actual legislation for Ohio's legislators. They're known as the Legislative Services Commission. And I understand how business works. And I understand I've already developed those relationships. At one point, I wrote a letter that was signed by 27 state house reps. So I'm becoming pretty well known among the state house reps, especially now that I'm running for office. I'm getting several of them to come out and fully endorse. And that's a big deal because they're choosing to do that over someone who's been in politics for over 2 decades.
Excellent. There is, so let's kind of fast forward. So it's May 6th. You've won the primary. We'll pretend. There are 2 Democrats running. Brian Hambly, he's an oncologist at UC. And then there's Allison Russo, who was the minority House leader. From what I see from her on social media, she's very left-wing. What are some of your ideas to go through the general election and actually win that?
We have to be able to match energy for energy and message for message. Clearly, nobody at this stage of the race and any of the candidates, Republican, Democrat, have the depth of knowledge that I have about the election systems and the job that I want to take on. She's kind of like my opponent. She's rotating into that seat on the basis of longevity, and she sees an opening to advance her political career. Her intention is to reduce the safeguards in Ohio's system, and I intend to call her out on that. There's a ballot initiative going around by the Democrats to remove the voter ID and make it optional, to get to an automatic voter registration system, which enhances the prospects of non-citizens getting on the voter rolls. to do same-day voter registration, which means there's no time for an election official to truly qualify someone. Even today, they don't have the identity, residency, and citizenship information. These are all radical ideas. And so with the way the Democrats work is they get the order and the memo that comes from DC and the legal firms that are fighting all the election integrity, and they basically stick to the same playbook. That's why they have the same messaging. So they're not really operating as an independent entity in that regard. They've got their advisors in that way. I'm an active, dynamic candidate. I go out, I answer questions. She's also dynamic. She's outgoing. So we need to have a strong matchup. Okay, not one where we have a passive Republican who kind of waits to see where things go, right? My competitor, who's got a much more subdued personality. We need somebody who's going to go out there, is going to take the shots when somebody tries to call them names, and isn't going to shirk from the name calling. And I think that doesn't faze me. And again, because I've got the depth of the topical knowledge, we're going to be consolidating support on May 6th, and we're going to have national level support all the way up to the White House, and we're going to win. And we're going to uplift all of the ticket again, because we are bringing a base voter right now who can actually see somebody who wants to get things done on their behalf.
Excellent. One of the hot topic issues that's going around Ohio is property taxes. Property taxes could impact businesses. Are there any what are your ideas on property tax and the elimination, the citizens initiative that's going around? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I signed the initiative. I'm the only candidate in the statewide office of Secretary of State that backs this committee to abolish property tax. And I'm proud to say that because I recognize that $74 billion was our budget 2022, and it's now up to $105 billion. So we have runaway spending in all departments. And when you look at almost half of our budget being the Medicaid and the federal programs for that, and now we can see that there's a path of that money in the billions being sifted out of the system. I think that there is a way for us to modify different levels of revenue and income beyond what the legislature's saying, because what they're telling people is if we get rid of this, we won't be able to pay for fundamental services like firefighters, police, and of course schools. And I think that that's a disingenuous argument at this point when the legislature has not fully taken into account the actual revenue, the actual spending that they have going on. And so until we as the general public can see how much of the $20 billion or so can be made up with the removal of the fraud, with the removal of programs that are unnecessary, for example, all of these tax abatements for data centers. I mean, that's what makes people upset about this. Why are we cutting deals for stadiums? Why are we cutting deals for abetments? When many of these companies who get those deals, like Intel, are telling us now they're not going to deliver real business and real jobs till 2030 and beyond. Who's accountable for that? And that frustrates people because, again, while they did pass some legislation to cap the rise, which I welcome in the legislature, we all know if it wasn't for the people of Ohio pushing this citizen ballot initiative forward, this legislature would not have gotten that straightened out because of it. So we need to support citizen movements like this at a minimum because it's a forcing function. And that's how real results happen. So we have to keep pushing for them. And I back them up. If you go to my X page at Marcel Sturbich or you go to my Facebook page at Marcel Sturbich for Ohio, you'll see I made a video on it. And many of those folks that are out there collecting signatures are also going to be door knocking. And I welcome them to join this campaign because, again, we all have to combine efforts in order to affect the change for our cost of living in our future.
Marcel Sturbich, thank you very much. Is there anything that I did not ask you that you would like to tell folks watching today?
I'm grateful for everybody's support, your prayers, you're welcoming me across the campaign trail. I'm doing this for a cause because I believe in it, and I don't want my kids to experience what I had to endure and others during the COVID mandate. And there's a lot of unsettled work to do to preserve liberty.
Watch what happens when you block DHT from your scalp. Day 1, nothing visible yet. Day 30, baby hairs appear. Day 60.
In this country because of shows like this and because of many patriotic Ohioans. I'm asking you to go out and tell people about my candidacy. Go to my website at Sturbich for Ohio, STRBICH, spelled out FOR, Ohio.com. And if you can volunteer, if you can donate, anything, everything, I should say, matters for us to get our name recognition up and to have a great shot to win this. Our election is May 5th. Early voting begins April 7th. This is a huge opportunity for us to put people in office who prioritize people, not special interests. And so I will serve you well, like I served you in the military for 20 years, and on to victory. Thank you.
Thanks again, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time on Truman's Town Hall. All right. So that was Marcel Sturbich last Friday right here on Truman's Town Hall. So there's a breaking story that just came out. I'm going to pop it up, and then we'll run over to X and watch some videos. But this is out of Town Hall. Exclusive bombshell footage claims judges can be bought with bribes in Ohio immigration courts. And an exclusive footage obtained by Town Hall, evidence has emerged suggesting the migrants from the West African nation of Mauritania I probably screwed that all up, are exploring the U.S. immigration and asylum system in Lockland, Ohio, raising serious questions about the integrity and oversight process. Let's check this video out, folks.
Work? She got a job?
She gets them the papers. She does.
Oh, they get them the papers to work.
She helps them. She helps them.
All right. Is there a way to help with that?
Mama.
Hello, Mama. Do they need work?
He's talking about work. He's talking about everything. He knows about Mulberry Street. He knows about all this shit.
Yeah.
He knows
I try to
about
work
all
with
of
them
it.
the best I can.
So you've been over on Mulberry.
I haven't been there. I just, I heard that, and I think I saw some people coming in and going.
That's a big African place.
I almost was going to bring the water directly there, but somebody said don't do that.
The what?
I was going to bring the water directly in there, but they
No.
said don't go in there.
No.
We were talking about maybe getting them some work.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And then the question is, do they have papers or not?
Some of them have papers, some don't. Some of them don't have papers.
Okay.
She can.
And what we could do for the one that we don't have paperwork,
Mhm.
we give it like cash.
Okay.
And then like we can ask the session and say they volunteer.
Say that again. Oh, say that they're volunteering.
And say they volunteer,
Right.
or you pay them.
I hope there's other people doing it that way
Yes,
too.
yes, some people do.
Is there like a big company that they can work for?
There's like a couple companies take them, but I have to sign for them.
You have to sign for them. Which companies are taking them? Maybe I know people there.
Yeah, I have to say I can't do that because they cannot strip with that part. That's because of the ice.
Right,
So
right.
they don't have any leak.
Right.
Yeah, because ice will go there and take them with ice don't play.
Right. But
You got
Anywhere.
another radar.
where?
They have to work. They have to work
Under
under
the
the radar.
radar.
They don't have the paperwork.
Because they don't have the paperwork. I thought they were legals. People were telling me they're legal.
No.
Okay, no. When you go to Columbus, it's a court.
Mhm.
You go to Columbus, they ask you questions. And they ask you, what do you want to stay in the United States of America? How you come here? And you tell them how you come here. They ask you why, if you go back to your country, what will happen to you?
Right.
If you don't have sense and tell them, say, okay, they will kill me.
Right.
Then they send you out back. If you come with some little silly thing, they send you back.
Right.
But if you have something and say, okay, I can go back because I'm gay and my country don't accept gay, so they're going to kill me.
Right. How'd they
And
get?
they need to stay.
How'd they get here then? In the
They come
first
to the
place?
border.
The where?
The border.
The border.
Stick a border.
But that's nowhere near the border.
No, they come to Panama Canal.
They come
They
underground.
come to Panama Canal
Uh-huh.
and they walk under the ground
Coyotes.
and come down.
Coyotes.
And then when they come, they cross that water.
Uh-huh.
That's where they make the chain link.
Coyotes.
Human being bodies hold each other and come across water.
Gotcha.
Many people died. Many people lived.
How much did it cost to get here?
Well, some pay over $5,000 because you have to pay domestic and then you carry across the border.
So how come 3,000 folks come in and then where'd they go?
They have Mulberry.
They're all Mulberry only holds like what? How many people?
Waterford Post, Mulberry, Post.
Okay. What's Post?
Post is right there in the post office there. So in front of
Oh, it's another building they're in?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like
Could they squeeze in that many in 2 apartment complex?
I'm telling you.
I would love to see maybe.
A lot.
How can they afford to pay the rent?
Well, if one working, this is how they live. If one in this house working, like 9-10 of them in this apartment.
Yeah.
And this one paying the bill.
Yeah.
They help each other, like say one person get a job, a brush your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either they go Tyson, they go brush your foot, or they go job center.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a job.
Mm-hmm.
When I follow the application. And then we have one person who can do everything.
Okay.
But he little greedy sometimes. He's the one who can do. He can do. Only thing that boy cannot do is run light.
Oh, he's electric.
He don't do the electric. But you see, all right.
How do you get so talented?
He's my damn brother. He's the one who teach me the trade what I have.
Oh, okay. Maybe he come over from more.
He's here.
Okay.
He's here.
Your brother, real brother? Wow.
He's the one who teach me all my tricks.
What's your brother's first name?
Vernon Smith.
Vernon?
Vernon Smith.
Does he have a big business now? Does he make money?
Yes, he makes good money.
Because how long has he been in business?
He's in business more than 13 years. He worked with Home Depot.
Doing what?
When Home Depot have jobs, they call him.
Okay. He does the work for them.
Yeah.
And then he has a crew.
Yes.
So he must have guys that he's known forever.
He will stay right now in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, we need a crew. He said he won't come down here.
Mm-hmm. So he can get a lot of guys anytime he wants.
Yes.
And he does the same thing you do. He knows either he'll pay them cash
Yes,
or.
he knows pay them cash. This is how I do my business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You start working, you have agreement, you have to sign.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you broke this agreement,
what kind of an agreement you make?
So this is how my brother teach me to do it. Because he used the African then.
Okay.
We sign an agreement. Anything happen here, stay here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you call ICE, if you call police on the property, once police come on the property where you work and it's your fault, you gotta go.
Mm-hmm. 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 If somebody does that, what do you do to them?
Call ICE.
Oh, you'll call ICE on them.
Or if you call ICE,
Yeah.
I'm ship you back to Africa.
Right.
Make your choice.
Right. So, but if they call ICE, what do? You get them a plane ticket? That costs money. How do you do that?
No.
You call ICE on them?
We tell ICE, we say, listen, I have the name and address, I'm going to send it to Columbus, and then ICE know exactly where you're at.
Me work in the Walmart.
Walmart, okay.
Okay.
And you do labor or you talk to people? What does he do?
He do aisle. He change aisle in Walmart.
We have 4 months.
4 months he working for Walmart.
How much you making at Walmart?
Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Pay me.
¿Cuánto dinero?
17. $17
Oh, $17 an hour.
an hour. First time, coming here, 70 per hour. Now me have 3 months.
Okay, you get it.
I have 18.
They raise the pay. How you leave Africa get here?
How?
Yeah.
Me listen. Nicaragua open. Nicaragua open. Me try coming. Me come.
How do you travel to Nicaragua?
Nicaragua. Me go Turkey. Mauritania, Turkey. Guatemala. We take 2 days in the Turkey. Me pass. Me come in here. Me come in and Tijuana.
So wait, so then you went from Turkey to Guatemala.
All right, we'll stop the question right here, so, because that's who I am. Are you recording this?
Say it again.
Are you recording this session?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see your phone?
Yeah, which phone you want to see?
Any one of them.
Yeah.
Because this is what we're doing here. We want it to be in privacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see in your hat. You have another phone? Because we want to do this in privacy because we have to keep them safe. Because he giving out his life story, how he come to this country. That can turn back later on and bite him in his back. So we go drive in Mulberry in the morning, 8 o'clock. He and me will be at Mulberry in the morning. So I make sure I can contact the guys then.
You got Gaza and the Mulberry. Every week, every 8 o'clock, every day come in here. You come and pick
them a Mulberry.
pick them on the Mulberry.
How many guys do you think you can find?
Well, I was just waiting till they wake up because they do wake up 12 o'clock. Because I was going to go out there and get me at least 20 guys today. They trust me where they will give me the ID. So I will take the information down and then the phone number and tell them, okay, when we text you, you're in.
Right.
And we know who to pick up. Southern is not good.
How much you pay?
That's what they want.
It's me.
That's all the problem.
So I would tell
That's
them
what problem.
15.
You know, 15.
We give them $15 an hour. So if they get $15 an hour, and if they do a better job, they get 20.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right, Al.
Thank you.
I know them before I'll come to this country.
Say that again.
I'm doing this for them before he come to this country. He's just here for 2 years.
Okay. But you have experience.
Yeah,
in
I'm
that.
with those guys long before.
If let's say we're able to get guys with paperwork or so on and so forth, or people are trying to get their paperwork together to get the job. Sorry.
I fill them out.
Yeah, but tell me. So can you do that?
Yeah, I follow the people. I called immigration, and I said, okay, I have like Al. Use Al as a reference. Okay, I have this person, and he have his A6 numbers.
Yeah.
What should I pull for him? It is a 442, if I have to pull the 169. Then she said 169. I go to the library. I pull 169, get a copy. Then I fill it out. When you get the work permit, you take out the top number and you fill out the form, social security form. You put this, there's a place for the 8 numbers. You put in the 8 number right there. Then Social Security will mail you the card.
Okay.
So the card comes to me.
Yep.
So when they get their card, you issue the card and pay them. You give it to them.
Gotcha.
Then they want driver's license. You take the same Social Security card number.
Yeah.
And you pull out. You can do it on your phone, like because I have smartphone.
Yeah.
You can pull out it on your phone. Then when they get the Social Security, then you go ahead and get the ID.
You can get the driver's license. So you can take guys, you can help them get their paperwork together for the work permit. Then you can get the work permit, get them the Social Security card, and then from the Social Security card, you can get them a state ID and then a driver's license.
And they're ready to go.
How many have you done? Is this like you've done like 1 or 2 or?
A lot.
Okay.
Well, I suppose they're in the country already, and they already have green cards. I go ahead and get them the citizenship. I follow the citizenship. Just like what I do for my brother.
And you never get turned down for the Social Security card? What if there's a problem?
Only way you can have a problem unless they lie to you. Them. He's the person. If he lied.
So if the application is false, they think the application has false information on it, they'll turn you down.
They send it back to me.
They'll send it back to you.
With a stamp.
You know what to do to make the information all good?
Yes. And then what to do? If you know, say this guy do not name that person, but he using that person name. If you send this to Cleveland, you don't have to send the other one. Cincinnati.
So if you have 2 people using the same thing, you send their applications to different Social Security offices.
Yes, in the same place, because they will pick up in their computer.
I might have a professional HR person, like you've been helping guys get work permits for 15 years.
15 years, no, I'm trying to help them.
How many do you think you did?
A good amount. I don't think I'm counting them.
Like 10, 20 or?
Probably more than that. Just like me, I go over UC Hospital with my African them. They need jobs. They was like, you pull the application already? I'm like, yeah, I pulled the application. Here's it. This is the document. This is the paper.
Okay.
I need them to be placed. No, I just get them jobs.
Okay.
They find their way to work.
You do all the paperwork. You help them with the paperwork.
We do all the paperwork. Hospital pay $24 an hour. I pay $20. Every $4 for every hour is mine.
Got you.
That's what I get my
Got you. How far away now do they have to go if they're working at a factory or something? Is it close or is it far? Far. How far?
They go like Tyson, Rushfoot.
Tyson and where?
Chicken.
Yeah, no, I know. Where is it?
when you go through Tri-County
Tri-County.
Mall, past Tri-County Mall.
And you help to place people at Tyson. Yeah.
That's where the most of fun is.
But they're not hiring no more.
Tyson food.
Yeah.
They have food delivery right now. I fight for the veterans.
You apply for veterans?
Fight.
Oh, you
like
fight
say if a veteran come and he's not getting all his assistance.
Yeah.
I feel like his gun paperwork and get all his assistance.
How do you meet veterans?
I go to the veteran place.
You know what you do? You just go around doing this stuff?
Go to the veteran place. And then you see them sit down out there, some of them linger around and they're frustrated and you're like, hey, how can I help you today? What's your problem? You look real stressed out. And you were like, yeah, because I come over here to see my caseworker and she wasn't doing this. I said, who is that caseworker today? And she was like, said, okay, Mark. I said, Mark, number 2? And he was like, yes, you know him? I said, what's your name? She told me her name. I went, hey, Mark, what about this person? And he would tell me her story of what she shot. Did she need this? She need that? She need this? She need that? Then I made her. Then I go back to her. I said, listen, if you can get me the transcript card and why they discharge you from the army, you know, tell him all of them I want. Because some of them, you know, so they can send for that paper where they come transfer them from the army. That's an obvious story. Some of them lost it.
Yeah.
Some of them don't know what they do. Then they have to reply back there.
Right.
So when they get that, they bring that to Mark. And then you have to find out one way you can get.
Okay.
Suppose when he was in the army, you have diarrhea because the water system was bad. You lose a leg in the war, you have to apply for that leg. Then everything have paid.
How do you make money doing that?
Just anything they get, make it out. A third of every shit you make up in.
What happened?
A third of everything you make is money.
So you tell the vet, hey, whatever I get you, give me a little something back.
No, third.
A third.
If you get $10,000, a third is money. If I can get to the judge, you know, that's the only person you want that is the judge.
Wait, say that again.
If I can get to the judge, it's okay. Sometimes it's some people.
So they'll pay you.
Some places, drink some big places where you don't even drink alcohol, but you're going to some big places.
Right.
The big boys sit down and drink. You visit those places.
Right.
Make a conversation with him.
Yeah.
You see. I have this boy there, and that day, you work that day? You say, yeah. You say, okay. $50,000 to send everybody. See all these names?
Yeah.
I have them in my book. Okay? I go to the bar like everybody should. Spot the judge. I say, you work on this date? You like, let me see my art calendar. You go in his phone. Yeah? What's your problem? I said, I got all these boys, man. All right. Want to let them back here because they work for me. All right, you better give me 50J, baby.
The judge says that?
You're scared of nothing. How they live? You know they pay bill just like me. You come on, man.
How does the judge get paid, though? Because
Oh no, maybe you gotta help me. I'm gonna come back and say, watch out. We have this deadline. We need $50,000. And then the list me look, count them down. Calculating. You give me this, you give me this, gotta make the money.
Right.
We have 40 men. But $50,000. So everybody gotta pay $1,200.
But then you have to do the dangerous part of getting it to the judge.
Right, exactly. So I like it. See something they call lime, where you can trace back.
What's it called? Lime?
Lime.
Oh, it's an app.
You can trace back.
And you send it through
Lime.
You send it through Lime. Pay on Lime.
Yeah.
Okay, pay.
Pay and Lime.
Should I set up an account?
Green.com.
What is it called?
Green.com. You go CVS and buy a card. It's like $1.25 to the card. You want to have money where you're going to spend to pay people. And Lime.
And it's not trackable.
You can't jump.
And that's the same shit used for the judges.
Nobody don't watch that.
But you trust that to even use it for the judges?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, this card, they can spend up like $10 million a day. Transport any amount of money. And those cards is fraud.
Is what?
Fraud card. That's why they sell them. the card they use if it's like me for money laundering in Jamaica, and you they're Jamaica. They said to me, it'd be $100,000. I needed that drop online. The drop online.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna put in a code number. Only you have the code, me. So you know how much we have.
Gotcha.
If you bring this money, you have to have somebody who can wash the money. And that's what people get greedy and grab up applications.
Do you have somebody in Jamaica that can wash the money for you?
If we get if you come to my hand, oh hell yes. Somebody buy property because that's all you need. Buy building property, rent those shit out. If you get in a business here in America, nobody no value nothing out here. His dollar is a dollar. You take $1,000 and send it to Jamaica. That's 167,000 Jamaican fucking dollars.
So you're able to wash the money through line to Jamaica.
If you make all this money in America, now you're just stuck in America with it, you ain't a millionaire. You have to send the money to Africa. Because Africa, no dollar Africa, you know how much it is? It's a lot of fucking money. You send $20 to Africa right now, you get yen. Spain, you get like $1,500. Every African will come in this country. Asian, Caucasian, Mexican, African, all these niggas come in this country. Because you know why? Everybody come in here getting working permit.
Yeah.
Everybody coming here. I'm giving them work permit. Work permits is open to everybody. If you get caught for fraud, there's a red flags on your name.
But you don't get nervous about that because you trust it.
No, I do legit. Anything I'm doing is legit.
Okay.
I don't do nothing where I'm gonna look behind my back if I'm gonna go jail right now. I do legit things. So
as long as you don't get caught.
No, I do legit.
So when you send the money to say the judge, that's legit.
Yes. See, Al Pacino is a married man, and his wife doing bad income in this country.
Yeah.
His wife doing bad because his wife live a house with another man here. Yeah. Have kid for the man here.
But you had a good idea saying that he won't give her a divorce, so if he goes back to Africa, that her family will kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, one day we go back to face the judge. But I get my lawyer to go to court with him that day. Yeah. You have to have a lawyer. We can go to the judge because you know that's the one who talk to the judge is the lawyer. You get the lawyer and you say, okay, we have this sheet of paper. I need you to ask the judge how much to carry these people 3 more years in this country for me to get this project done. You say, okay, give me $50,000.
You send the $50,000 to the lawyer.
Yes, $50,000 going to split up between everybody.
Between the lawyer and the judge.
Here, how them get money? Attorney, you walk up in the office, cash money, have no trail. Here's the money, sir.
But you have one you've used. You would use.
I got Weber.
Who?
Michael Weber.
Michael Weber.
Yes.
Where's he at? Lebanon?
No, he's in Cincinnati here.
What kind of attorney? Is he immigration?
He is like immigration. He is like if you get injured, he's white.
He's white guy.
Yeah.
Bald?
Yeah.
Yeah? Glasses?
Yes. This is what people don't understand. Just put on their pants to see who like us.
Yeah.
And you don't go to them with no naked pants. They need to wear tights, leggings. They need their head and they need their fingernail there. So when I go to them, it's like, what's up? This is what they have.
You have an envelope for them?
There's 4 or 5 names in there already. Names where you need to get help. And you're like, okay.
So then you talk to him, you got your envelope, you show him some names, whatever.
You put the name in the envelope, like a cash money. Yes,
no cash, just the name.
Just the name. You see this judge right here?
Which one?
This one right here.
I can't see it.
You see if you want to talk to them, and one of these judges, see if you want to talk to none of them, you only want to talk to one judge.
So which one do I want to talk to?
One person. Any one of them, just get one judge. All of them talk. That's what you have to understand. Every one of them talk to each other.
Right.
If you have to go talk to him, talk to him.
But have you ever talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him, call his number. Give me the number. I call, they ask me. Okay.
She's in charge of the entire, she's the lead judge in the. Yeah.
You go back in her phone now, you know, say she's you do like this. What's the phone number? I need the court paper where they have that. See the IDIP, that number. It's very important to me to look them up. If I found out who is the judge, then I can call the phone number and tell them this person going to this judge, S and Y, the date when they go in and everything.
You think you could get judged
anybody when we don't talk to him and say anything after that, I don't care. You're free to send it back to them. This is what we're going to put on the table for you. Right. So you're with me or you're without me?
You're not afraid to go after the one on the top?
Listen, if you go, where you want to start from the bottom?
If you would do that with the chief immigration judge in the country, man, you're fucking gangster.
Can't talk to anybody.
How's Vernon? What's his name? Vernon?
Friday was his 30 days.
What was it?
Friday was his 30 days in this country.
How many days?
30 days they give him to leave the country.
Your brother? Mm-hmm. To kicking him out? So now he's like a fugitive.
He's a fugitive. He's not like. I said to him, say, before you go, marry that lady. I get the lady myself. I said, marry that lady. He said, why me should I marry that old 72-year-old woman? I said, bitch, that lady said she marry you. You need a ticket? Or you fucking go.
What's the old lady get out of it?
She ain't getting nothing.
She don't get
take care of him. She don't have the child.
She don't care.
She don't have the kids.
No, she's just old lady. She don't even want the money or nothing?
No, she just wants you make sure if she's sick, you got her back.
Gotcha.
She looking companion.
Yeah. Take care of her.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's all you have to do is take care of her.
Wow. That is what I don't know. I don't know. That is crazy though. Did you I'm going to bring up X. Let's see what let's go here and see what they're talking about. So I'm just going to hit this. That is crazy. Town Hall exclusive. Wake up, Ohio. Like judges. That happened last year. Is that? I don't know. We can't substantiate that. Good night, people. Good night. Let's go here. This guy's making the rounds, isn't he?
Political influence to attack people that disagree with them. They're going to come at me with charges, and I'm not scared of that. There's no face for these charges. I did not block them from, their service. They welcomed us in. They never asked us to leave. The police never came in and removed us.
Actually, they did.
So we didn't stop their service. In fact, people were still praying the entire time. The music was still playing the entire time. So, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. I mean, what we're seeing around.
This is insane. What's this? Yeah, whatever. Casey Putz, we had him on the podcast. Go check that out. Yeah, nobody's been arrested. That church thing.
Remarkable thing. They're trying to protect his parishioners.
And even the parishioners, I imagine, have feel intimidated and
they did. And there's going to be arrests in the next several hours, Greta. There will be arrests tied to that. And people will be brought to justice for how they violated the law in that situation.
Well, Don Lemon is a journalist. And so
I
thought he was going. And so when I first saw it, I assumed he was going in as a journalist covering it. I mean, I go into bad place and ask questions all the time. But when his comment about the white supremacy all of a sudden made me think, well, maybe he wasn't there as a journalist.
Yeah, well, Greta, not only that comment, but the fact that ahead of time, before this even happened, he said that he'd conducted some surveillance before they went into this church. He identified individuals that were going in with him that were activists in the work that they'd done in the past. The fact that this entire situation was then posted on the Black Lives Matter website, all of that is something that they're going to be responsible for.
Well,
and that pastor.
Unreal. Still no arrest. You're right. This is JD Delay. He does some pretty cool videos over on X. Let's see. James Fishback.
Every single man with a white polo and with slacks and a belt, no AirPods, no cell phones, definitely no blunts. Our girls are going to wear dresses or suit pants, dresses below the knees, because we are going to have to respect ourselves. I'm sorry. Students, you cannot ask your teachers to respect you if you don't respect the way you dress. And so enough with the tracksuits. You're looking like Maduro on the USS Eisenhower. All right? Enough with the tracksuits. Enough looking like the Migos in our public schools. You show up dressed for success twice a month with a tie, but the rest of the time with a white polo and a jacket. You got to come to school dressed for success. Every single student's going to have to come.
Interesting. Interesting, folks. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of corruption we have to tackle in the United States, a lot of things that go beyond what truly is what it means to be an American. And if our department, it's been a year, nobody from the deep state's been arrested. They're going to go after this low-hanging fruit, Don Lemon, which I think, it is what it is. I don't know. We'll have, I'll reach out to some more folks running for office. We'll do some other interviews, discussions. Just pray for this country. Primary is May 5th, 2026 here in Ohio. Hope you get out and vote. There's a lot going on, but I'm going to end it tonight. We're at an hour. So we'll be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. right here on Truman's Town Hall. Wow, that video was pretty shocking. We'll also be here Sunday at 9 p.m. for the Sunday night Bible study. Pray for our country, folks. We all need it. We'll see you next time.